everyone, I'm Alana from the Brantford Public Library, and I'm here to share another reading recommendation with you. You'll also get a book recommendation from Josie Heath, who is a board member at the library. My recommendation today is Trust No One by Cleave. This is a psychological suspense thriller about a 50-year-old writer and author who develops early onset Alzheimer's. His name is Jerry Gray, and he has written about a dozen novels about murder, crime, revenge, all very brutal stuff. Now, as his dementia progresses, the line between fiction and real life start to blur for him to a point where he believes he's committed all the crimes that he's written about. Now, since he lives in a nursing home, they believe that it's all a part of the disease and that he's just remembering the books he's written and the characters he's written about. But is he? As it turns out, there's been a string of murders in Christchurch, which coincidentally happens on days when Jerry sneaks out of his nursing home. So the detectives have pegged him as a suspect. I can't reveal too much more, but the book is written in third person and second person perspective. It bounces from present day Jerry's perspective and past Jerry's perspective. And I think this is where the author is either brilliant or terrible, because it does get confusing. And I hope that is the author's intention, because you're dealing with an unreliable narrator in Jerry who has dementia. So when he goes back and forth and doesn't remember things and all the twists and turns, I think that is a way of presenting the dementia to the reader. So yes, it does get confusing at some points. But again, it's because of that unreliable narrator. I actually remember reading a review about it before I read it that said, this book is a complete mess in a good way. So it's one of those books that you think you know what's going to happen, and then something else happens and just blows your theory out of the water. Overall, it's a very well written book. If you like psychological fiction, thrillers, mystery, you'll like this one as well. If you like some author reader likes are Linwood Barclay, Harlan Coben, and Michael Connolly, to name a few. So if you like those authors, you should really check out Cleave.
Hi, my name is Josie Heath. I'm one of the board members, and I have a book to recommend today. It is called The Midnight Library by Haig. So I was a little skeptical about the book at first because it starts off where the character is quite depressed and suicidal, and I wasn't sure I wanted to read on. But read on, because it is interesting. It's a library. The Midnight Library is the library between life and death, and there's lots of shelves of books. And so depending on what book you choose as to what path you might have taken. So for her, she explores different things that she might have done, chosen a different path, a different decision that she made, a different choice, and it goes through those different scenarios. And so that's why it was interesting, because it's thought-provoking in that hasn't everybody thought, what if I chose this, or what if I took this path? And so the story unfolds there with a number of different paths that she takes and decides, and the different paths, the different choices that she makes, and it allows you to look at yourself even, and what paths or choices you may have taken or thought you should have taken, and it allows your imagination to run wild, and I think you would enjoy it as well.
Thank you, Josie, for your recommendation. If you're interested in The Midnight Library or Trust No One by Cleave, please put a hold on it today. The links will be in the description. Thank you, everyone. Happy reading.